Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and on today's video we will be taking a look at a mid-range PC system which you can build, or whether or not you should actually do it at this time. Now, this video is being recorded in the middle of January 2026, and as you know, due to these and these getting extremely expensive, it has put the real dampener on building a PC system at this time of the year. And we don't really know how long it's going to go on for, although it does seem that, at least at the moment, RAM prices seem to have stabilised. Now, they've stabilised at a ridiculously high price. They are effectively double the price of what they were previously. And unfortunately, the same can be said for M.2 drives, which are roughly about double, nearing double what they previously were. I foresee that potentially RAM is going to stay roughly the same, because I think demand is going to diminish massively, especially in the consumer market. Storage wise, not entirely sure. I think that could still get a little bit worse. So potentially it is a good time to build a PC. This particular PC we've got listing for in PC Part Picker. It's actually a pretty nice little PC. Should last the test of time and give you a good few years of use of it. So it is somewhat of an investment, but I think it's one which is worthwhile. At this particular time, I would suggest possibly not looking at budget systems. You probably want to invest now, because things are probably just going to get worse, exchange rates, etc. So yeah, as time goes on, things often get worse. But we'll see how things pan out. I'm no economy expert, so yeah, do not take this as financial advice by any way, shape or form. Although it's probably a good idea to start looking at buying silver and gold at the moment. Anyway, with that said, let's head over to the computer and take a look at our somewhat respectable build for January 2026. Okay, so here is our January 2026 mid-range build, and we've gone with AMD. If you're interested in Intel version of this, let me know, drop a comment in the comment section, and maybe we'll take a look at that. AMD really does seem to have the mind share at the moment of the consumer retail market, so I think we're better off going with that. And also, there's some pretty interesting pricing as well. So we'll start off with the processor. So we've gone with the Ryzen 5 7500F, which is a 6-core 12-thread processor. Generally comes as an OEM product because it's not a retail model. You can pick this up from some retailers in the UK for around about 140-ish pounds. You can possibly get them a little bit cheaper on AliExpress, that kind of thing. If there's sales on, so you will have to look into checking that out. We'll put some links in the video description, so if you want to check out prices for these items on other locations, such as AliExpress, eBay, etc., we'll put those links in there so you can check out should you need to. Now, this processor doesn't get very hot. It's a 65-watt part, I believe, and turbos up to somewhere around 88 watts, so it doesn't need a great deal of cooling. But we do want a little bit of potential there, so we've gone with the Endorfy Spartan 5 ARGB. Now, this particular cooler, the Endorfy Spartan 5, is very similar to one we've looked at previously on the channel under a different brand. I'll try and put a link in the description for which one that actually was. It's actually a really good one, but Endorfy is a kind of rebranding of Silentium PC, I think it was, or something along those lines. Anyway, pretty decent price for that, under £18 for a reasonable 120mm tower cooler. We quite like that. So not a load of money. And obviously you are going to need to buy a cooler because this is an OEM tray processor and doesn't come with one included. If you want to, you could possibly spend a little bit more money on the 7500F and get a retail box 7600. That's going to cost you around about 155 and will come with the Wraith cooler, which will get you out of a fix if you don't have a cooler at all. So potentially that is worth considering. Motherboard wise, we have gone with the Gigabyte B650 Eagle AX. This is a pretty decent motherboard. There is an Eagle AX version which I've had on the channel very recently, and actually I reviewed it. I thought it is pretty decent. It doesn't have any real frills or anything. It's got addressable RGB, it's got PCI Express slots, it's got a couple of M.2 slots, all the usual stuff that you'd expect. So it's a reasonable board. I like ATX boards rather than micro ATX, and this one's not too bad at all at £125 here in the UK at present. When it comes to actually taking a look at the board itself, see, it's not a bad board at all. You've got integrated Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. You've got 4 RAM slots, which you would never be able to afford to actually populate, but they're there anyway. And so we've got PCI Express slots, etc. Yeah, pretty decent stuff. It is going to be limited to PCI Express Gen 4 for the top slot. which is a little bit of a downside. Although potentially with the BIOS update, they may allow PCI Express Gen 5, who knows. It's a possibility, but obviously don't bank on that happening. But yeah, quite a nice board, reasonable amount of I/O, mostly slower ports, unfortunately, USB 2.0s, but at least it's got them, so yeah, that's absolutely fine. Moving on to RAM, unfortunately, yes, we've got to talk about RAM. So at the moment in the UK, pretty much the Crucial Pro overclocking 32 gig kit is pretty much the cheapest on the retail market. I've actually bought a few of these in the past and they've been absolutely fine. They're not the most stellar of speeds. We're only looking at DDR5 6000 at CL36, which is a little bit higher than we would like. CL30 would be much better, but at the moment in the market, beggars really can't be choosers. And when you're spending sort of £300 plus for a RAM kit, then yeah, you have to go with what you can get. There's massive amounts of shortages. Everything is basically out of stock here in the UK. You can get these relatively easily. Unfortunately, yeah, it is a 32 gig kit. I would really strongly suggest against buying DDR5 16 gig kits. If you're going to buy 16 gigs, maybe just buy an individual stick so you can dual channel it later on down the line. 16 gigs these days is a little bit borderline for Windows and games to run. If you just want a Windows PC, 16 gigs is going to be absolutely fine. But if you are playing games as well, especially some of the newer games, really 32 gigs is the minimum I would recommend currently. Next, we've gone with some storage. So again, at the time of recording, which is, what's this, the 16th of the 1st, this was the cheapest 1TB NVMe drive I could find on retail stores, which is insane, £100. Now, only probably about 3 months ago, we were quite easily picking up 1TB drives at 40, 45, 50, maybe £60 for premium branded ones. £100 for a kind of pretty bog standard PCI Express Gen 4 drive is a little bit on the scary side. So it kind of is what it is. Again, you can shop around. We'll try and put some links in the video description for other potential options. Again, have a hunt around, see what you can find. You never know. Every now and then on our Discord, we actually do post some deals which come up, but they do sell out very, very quickly. So you've got to be in there very quick to get any of those at a sensible price. Graphics card wise, gone with something which some of you may disagree with. I don't know. I think this is reasonable value for money at the moment. £350 spent on the Power Color Reaper Radeon RX 9060 XT. This is a 16 gig card, and yeah, it's nothing too outrageous. It looks fine. It's a dual fan rather than a triple fan, which would have been preferable, but this doesn't draw a great deal of power, doesn't generate a great deal of heat. Actually is quite a powerful card. We don't really have the budget at the moment to go for a 9070, which would be absolutely fantastic. And in terms of what is available on the green side of things from NVIDIA, there isn't a lot to choose from. We've got some older 4060s, you've got some 5068 gigs. The 5060 Ti and 5060s is 16 gigs. It's just basically unavailable, and the 5070 is ridiculously expensive. So something around the 9060 XT 16 gig VRAM buffer does give you a little bit of extra headroom and will give you better 1% lows and reduce some of that frame pacing and stuttering issues you may be experiencing in some games. So for £350, I think this is pretty much one of the things to go for. You can always go for something like the Intel Arc B580 12 gig. Those can still be picked up for somewhere around the sort of 250 to 280 mark. But I think for a lot of people, due to driver issues and other things associated with Intel, you might actually want to go with an AMD card on this particular instance, which is unfortunate, but there you go. Case-wise, now obviously case-wise, you can choose whatever you want. I decided with this, normally we just go for what is the cheapest kind of half-tidy ATX case. I'm actually going with the Frame 4000D from Corsair. Very impressed with this case. We've actually had one in for review recently from Colin Hilton. Thank you very much, Colin. We had the RS version that comes with the fans. So I've actually included that as an option. So I know some of you don't like RGB. So if you don't want the RGB, it's going to be a little bit cheaper. At the moment, you can get the 4000D for £70 here in the UK. And it has been on offer at times for £80 with the RGB fans as well. I haven't found that today, but it has happened. So if you like the 4000D, and there's no reason why you shouldn't, because it's a fantastic looking case, and yeah, ticks all the boxes, loads of room, Lots of nice features, excellent cable management options, loads of cooling potential. A very, very nice case indeed. Again, you can pick it up for £70 pretty much all day long from places like Amazon and Scan, etc, etc. So case-wise, I think that's a good choice. Again, this is a mid-range build, so you want it to look nice. We don't want to be just throwing things together. When it comes to the power supplies, so again, power supplies have gone up in price a little bit. So on this particular instance, gone with the Thermaltake Tough Power GT. So this is part of their new range of power supplies. The GT 850, which is going to be more than adequate for what our system is going to be drawing. I think the system is going to be drawing somewhere in the region of about 350, 400 watts. So we've doubled that. We've also got 80 plus gold certified, and it's also fully modular, so nice and easy to cable manage. Comes with a nice fan as well, nice and quiet. Again, fully modular. I do like the GT range actually. They're doing a good job, Thermaltake, at the moment. Do appreciate that. So that is something I would look at. Again, power supply wise, whatever works for you. If you want to go for another brand, your Corsairs, whatever, feel free to do so. But at the time of this video being made, this was pretty much the best bang per buck. Again, you do get offers very often come up from various different vendors, but that isn't always a long-term pricing strategy. So I'm trying to make this so that this is what you could go out and actually buy when this video comes out with very little difficulty and about the same pricing. Last of all, we've got the Corsair RS120 ARGB fans. If you want to put those into your case, if you're getting a Corsair case, it kind of makes sense to go with Corsair fans. They do look nice in there. They do work well. They're nice fans actually. If you buy it with the case, you get it obviously a little bit cheaper anyway. You can, of course, with fans, go with pretty much anything you want to. The 3-pack of these, $37.99 from Prime. AWDOT are doing them for just under £40 overclockers as well, with a little bit of shipping, Scan, etc. If you wanted to save some money, you could possibly go with some Thermalright fans. You can quite often get Thermalright fans, a 3-pack, for about £15 to £20. So if you want to go with those, they're not going to be as nice, but they will be adequate. And again, this is supposed to be a mid-range build, so we are taking aesthetics into it a little bit, hence why we've gone with the Corsair fans with the Corsair case, because it kind of looks nice and it all goes together very nicely. And that gives us a final total, excluding a Windows license, because some of you may choose to go down the Linux route. Maybe, you never know. If you don't want to go down the Linux route and you do want a cheap way of installing Windows 11 or Windows 10 Professional on your PC, you can head over to premiumcdkeys.com/Mike's Unboxing. You can also use the discount code Mike's Unboxing. You don't get a lot of discount, let's be fair, but it isn't expensive to start with. These are possibly the cheapest Windows keys I've ever come across. They actually work, and you can pick one up for around about €3, maybe €4. It's very, very cheap indeed. And of course, you can reduce that a little bit using discount code Mike's Unboxing, should you wish to. So there you go. No doubt you're going to have lots of opinions on this in the comments section, and I await your responses. So there we go. The economy has kicked us in the nuts once again, and obviously RAM is probably one of the worst culprits. These type of kits have gone from somewhere around the sort of £100 to £120 mark, and have shot up to 300, 400, 500 plus. Especially if you want some RGB lighting. If you don't want RGB lighting and you want something relatively straightforward like the Crucial Pros, those you can pick up for about £300, which again, they were £89 not long ago. It seems absolutely criminal, but that is what it is if you do want to build a new DDR5 based system. And of course, with storage, like these Western Digital drives, I managed to pick these up only a few months ago. These are the 2TB versions. I think I paid something along the lines of £80 for a 2TB Western Digital SN580. If you want to buy one of these now, it's closer to £200. It's an absolute shitfest. I don't want to say that, but it really, really is. And most of you in the comments are going to be saying exactly the same thing. It's a horrible time to be a PC enthusiast with Windows doing its AI-slop. And of course, if you do want to try and reduce AI-slop and bloatware in Windows, we've done loads of videos on that, and we'll link those in the video description as well. So even if you are running out of RAM on your PC and you're thinking, oh, I could do with an upgrade, maybe debloating it might be the option rather than spending out on a new PC. I'll link that in the video description as well. But I think that's going to pretty much wrap things up. Obviously, you know where we're at. It's a bad time for PC building in general. Hopefully you can pick up some deals. If you want to check out some deals, do head over to our Discord. We've got the Bargains No Chat Room and also the eBay bot, which scours eBay UK and Ireland for deals for UK and Ireland customers. And there have been some fantastic deals on there, which I've bought a few of myself, and no doubt some of you have as well. If you have, let us know in the comment section what deals you've picked up. But I think that's going to pretty much wrap this one up. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, smash that like button. If you want to see more content like this on a daily basis, maybe consider hitting subscribe. And if you do that, don't forget to click on the chime notification and choose all notifications. That way you'll be notified of all future video releases. But for now, I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching, and happy shopping.